Hello folks, well it's Sunday afternoon and we're going to go back on this Thunderpole 3000, which is the one which was waiting for parts. So we've had the parts, hopefully we've got all the cameras reset as well. So if you can cast your mind back about 6 weeks, I'm going to take these plugs out. We've got a situation where this is being in a farm and it's been presented to a bad SWR. And it had blown the VMOS output transistor. So, ordered a replacement. And it still didn't work. So come to the conclusion, because of testing it, that this transistor, which is used as the, I think it's the AM regulator, had failed. So we need to take all these screws out and unsolder a few things, so I'll join you again when that's done. Right, so we've got the board, we've got the chassis. The device in question was this, which is short circuit, and illustrate that if I put our transistor tester on it. Unknown faulty component, says the tester. I'll tell you what, it takes some reading. I think it's tip 2955. Well, that's what got ordered anyway. See, the trouble here is MJE 2955T. Now this is a PMP version of the 2N3055. So the 2N3055 is a TO3 cased power transistor, and the 2N2955, I think it is the PMP version. But then you've got a plastic encapsulation version, and it's in a bigger footprint than this. So what's unusual about this is it's in a TO220 case, and of course that meant paying full whack. So where have these come from? Oh, China! But they've come from RS, so the genuine, it's ST branded. What's that? And it's ST branded on the original, so they're both the same. That's nice. So we need to transfer the insulation washer. And we'll need some thermal heat. I nearly said hymn book. I know I've come from church, but some thermal heat compound. The mica washer's still in place. So we took out all these little parts. And sensibly put them in a bag with a hole in it, of course. And that's the nut and bolt for it. And there's a washer there. Right, I'll go to Mr. Chippy's room and get the thermal heat compound while he's not looking. Right. That's one of the things I liked about Maplins, was you could get a small tube about 5 grams of this instead of a 35 gram one. And Mr. Chippy says I've lost the nozzle. It's about to be my fault. Oh, it is messy. So the art here is that, which hasn't worked, is that the washers stayed, the mica washers had stayed put till I tried to offer it up. Right, that's gone in, because the idea is, of course, you're isolating the device's tab from the chassis. So making sure the insulator moves with it. I'll tighten that up. Supposed to be some long nose pliers on here. They'll do. So it needs to be tight, but not so tight that it ruins the washer. So there we are. Right, I need to test that it's been put in properly. So we'll go to continuity, and we shouldn't have continuity between the tab and chassis, which we haven't, but we should have between chassis and the nut and bolt, which we have. So normally it's the centre leg that's on the tab and it's absolutely isolated. So that's what we were here to check. Now all I've got to do is to put it all back together. And the transistor we changed last time is this one. So it's all its hardware is still here because it's only accessible through the hole in the board. When you're installing it, of course you can put the leads through, but you can't really unsolder that and use it again, if you understand that. So we will have to put it together like this. Okay, so that's it all screwed back together again. You've constantly got to be dealing with the solder on that, which is the aerial socket. That's a bit of a faff. So we need to cut these and bend them over. I mean, these would be pre-formed if you're doing this at factory level. So I don't want to strain the device. So I think we'll it's not, it ain't going to be as neat as the factory, but they would need to be pre-formed if you knew what the distances were. Actually, they're not bent over, are they, on the original? They're just pushed over. Right, well, there we go. So now it's the moment of truth. And we've sold all our Thunderpole power leads. I don't think there's one in the box. Oh, there is. Oh, it's one of ours as well. No wonder we haven't got any. Yeah, we've got the customer's one. Oh, good. So I'm not going to bother with any of the case parts. We'll just put one screw in this subboard. Put the minimum to see whether we've got it working or whether it's, we're going to call it a day with it. Okay, so where's all the other screws? If this does work, I'll be cleaning the board with isopropyl, and there's a screen plate to put back on. Right, I'll connect that in readiness. Connect the test gear in readiness. We'll use the speaker on the wall. Right, front panel. That way. Right, so we've got none of the buttons in, so it's going to dazzle me. So we'll power it up. I better get the mic out as well. I don't know whether I told you the story. Got a real scruffy one of these with paint stripper on it, both out of tractors on their farm, or some kind of chemical. And then he got this one, and he knew one had been on a bad aerial and didn't work. So he threw away the one with the paint stripper on it, thinking that was the one that didn't work, but that was the one that did work. So might have been cheaper and easier to swap the boards out of the paint stripper one. Right, here goes. Right, well, it's still sat there receiving. Huh. Now then. Now, I did see some transmit there. 670 milliamps. Something coming out, but not a lot. So I'll do just pause the video. Well, folks, the good news is if I switch picture in picture on, we've got transmit. I've been very precautionary in how I've done this. So we're on this is the 3-watt scale. I better switch picture in picture on. Where's the remote for the camera system? There. We're on camera 1. We need picture in picture on. There we go. So when I key up, you'll see we have beyond full scale deflection because it's doing more than 3 watts. And when I go into the 4 watt, if I go into the 30 watt scale, which this test set does because it's for business radios, there's 5 watts on the scale. So there's 4. So if I key it up now, you'll see it's a full 4 watt output. So, fixed. We'll just go through the quick tune-up. Signal generator's been on for ages. I haven't put the deviation meter on behind me, so I'll do that. We'll just set the frequency on this. I've got the paperwork from when we started it. Because we've done the receive. There's nothing to do. So we need to make sure it's on frequency. So I'll go to camera 2, and we've got 2779126. It's absolutely spot on. There is an adjustment for that, which is just in that corner there to the left. So that's that. So I'm pleased to be able to have repaired one of these for the first time. I've not had a broken one before, and of course it wasn't the set that's gone wrong, it's been shorted out. Because otherwise you get, oh, they're crap, they are. They go wrong, they do. So, we're now 4 watts. Just check the other channels. Channel 1 is 3.95. Channel 40, 3.95. Current consumption, I'll go back to channel 20 for that. Two amps. Yeah, they draw a bit more current than sets from the 80s because you're running a CPU. They haven't got low power, of course. The frequency is 27.79125. We can do AM mod on here if it's programmed to do different modes. And I'm not altering it if it isn't. I'll temporarily put those on. EU FM channel 20, 4 watts. So we're going to do channel 1. It is 4 watts. I think this 3.95 is because it had heated up, it's recovered, so I'll still put 4 watts because that's what I'm doing. There's a bit of debris in the display there. It could be is the word farm crap. But you can't split that apart and deal with it, you know, that's how it is. So we'll now go to AM. I'll take it back to channel 20. And there's AM. So we can go to AM on this test set. I'll have to retune it for AM. Wallow. Wow, it's beyond 90%. Oh, I'm in the wrong mode. Wow, it's beyond 95%. I'll use the little oscillator we have. Wallow. It's about 95% that. I don't normally have them that high. And that'll do. We just need to do deviation, so have a look at it on this test set, just for giggles. While we're tuned to CPT, we will. So make sure we're on FM mode. Wow, it says it's 1.8 on this test set. So I'll come back to it in a few minutes. What I can do in the meantime is to put the screen plate back on. So I've got 1.8, we don't do that. The meter's just what it says it is, it's pre-programmed. Well, that's rattled through that list. He's coming for his other sets later on in the week, so it'd be really nice to have this done for him. Should have been doing somebody else's, but we'll try and get this backlog done. Right, well, there it is. Okay, so we've done that, and if I get that in the light, you'll see it's now clear of all flux and looks nice and smart once again. That's the screen plate I needed to solder back on. It's got one screw there. It was an absolute swine to remove. Right, so we'll get the display put back in. And hopefully we'll find 4 screws. That doesn't look aligned right. That's better. Right, the little bag of parts is oh, we've got one missing, haven't we? To see if it's in the bottom of the box or not. Probably about M2. Let's see what's in the box. Absolutely nothing. Right, I'll just see if I can find one. Right, I'll have a look in this precision screw kit. Aimed at repairing pairs of spectacles. Okay. Better give that back to Mr. Chippy as well. Right, time to put the lid back on again. Brushes display with t-shirt. Right, that's all the connectors in. Good. Right, just put it back together and Bob's your uncle. And they say Fanny's your aunt, and you know what, I had an aunt Fanny. I probably said before, I had some relatives go over to the United States of America in 1926. And some of them, oh, I've got to put that gasket back. Some of them went to Pennsylvania, ended up in Allentown, and was actually a professor of, is it Lehigh University in Allentown? And both the husband and wife were professors. Anyway, another branch of the family went to Florida. And this particular one was Aunt Fanny, and she ended her days at Sunset Rest Home. Doesn't sound like you're coming out of there, does it? So have I got that the wrong way round? I expect I have. We don't normally take the gasket off. Well, it fits in all the right places anyway. Well, it fits nearly everywhere. Right, it's the other screws. Right, we're all put together. Right, back in, put the hold on it. I'll just do a quick test on transmit. We'll switch on our walkie-talkie. We're still showing the meter, we are. So a quick check on transmit. We've got just over 4 watts there. Now it's cooled down. Testing 1, 2. Excellent. Oh, I'll put it on the aerial. It'd be funny if somebody got back to us and said Roger. But they won't, because they're probably all in Nottingham on burners. Right, I'll do an on the air test in a couple of days on this. One niner Roger. Probably all watching some religious program on television at this time. Is it 14 on here? 1 4 Roger. 1 9 Roger.
Så vil jeg sgu hellere have en ostemadbaby.
On the side.
Der er godt nok stand på drengene der, skal jeg må der love for. Hold da op, man. Så ja, men ved du hvad, jeg har fået spist 2 makrelmadder.
Sounds Irish, is that Gaelic? Oh, CPT's coming in, isn't it? I'm glad we're not testing it today, or we'd probably get 100 yards. 1 9 Roger. That's the bloke on FM, isn't it? One on Roger. Okay, well, I've got no interest in DX whatsoever. So there we are, it is back working. Thank you for watching the part 2, actually fixing the Thunderpole T3000 with its nasty transmit fault caused by short circuit error.